Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Dream Zone. I'm dream expert and author Laurie Lowenberg, and my guest today is Trish Vogel. She writes movies for Hallmark. She's also a mental health practitioner, and so I'm very grateful for you to let me delve into your psyche once again. So
Uh-oh.
let's get to it. You've got a dream about a mermaid.
And it's really interesting. I don't usually dream about mermaids, and this one was a surprise. She's a smaller mermaid because if I would ever think of a mermaid, I think of one that's really big, like my size, and she was
Hmm.
a smaller mermaid,
Okay.
and she had a baby that was attached like just around by her. The baby's face was like by her belly button, and there was a small baby there, and someone had trapped her in a tide pool.
Hmm.
And I was like, no, no, you can't trap her in the tide pool. So I went to go rescue her. So I picked her up, and a lot of times in my dreams, I'll be flying. But this time I picked her up and I was trying to fly her out like low to the water. So I was just above the water. So and we're trying to fly like this. And then there's all kinds of things that are preventing me from getting her out there. And so I kept getting pulled back in. And then at one point I was looking at her and I just knew I needed to get her water. So I went by and I got an outdoor shower and tried to get her wet with the shower, and the baby was still attached. And then I realized I need to find some salt water or something. I have to go back out again. And I came around and I was on land, and then I am getting really tired. And I'm thinking, even if I get her out there, how am I going to get back? How am I going to be able to swim and get back in? And then I go into that in-between state of dream time. I
Hypnagogia.
Yeah, and I'm in between, so I'm kind of half in the dream and half in reality. And I remember just going, you can call to the dolphins. You can call to the dolphins. Maybe they can come
Oh,
help
wow.
get you back, or maybe you can call they can get the mermaid people to help get you back in eventually. But I mean, I woke up and I was just like laying there for a while, and then I keep processing the dream, like, well, maybe I can find a saltwater swimming pool at some rich person's house. Like maybe, like I was just like, and I was like, oh, this is horrible. When I woke up, I felt I just felt like, not, I just felt like frantic, almost like I gotta help her. So there you go. Give
Okay.
Okay, tell me what's going on.
Okay, so it's interesting that even when you were awake, you were still on the job trying
Yep.
to save this mermaid.
Yes, yes. And it lasted a good while. So,
Okay, so the trying
mm,
to help is the biggest element of the dream.
really?
Yeah, because that's what you're trying to do throughout the entire dream. You're trying to help this mermaid. So let's figure out why your subconscious chose a mermaid of all things.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So typically, a mermaid in a dream will represent your ability to navigate and survive a very emotionally overwhelming situation.
Mm,
But let's find out specifically your subconscious meaning. So
okay.
explain a mermaid to me like I'm 5 years old.
Okay. And by the way, that makes sense what you said already. That does make sense. But
Okay.
okay. So interesting. Like if you're 5 years, okay. So a mermaid, like mermaids they survive in the water. Everybody's always they're elusive. They're sensual creatures, I guess, very sexual creatures, and they're magical, and they do what they need to do.
Okay.
They're kind of free.
Any
So
part of that you just explained, any part of that that you identify with right now that you're trying to save?
I'm laughing because as I was explaining it to you, I was thinking in my head, oh yeah, here we go. This makes this always happens with you.
I'm
So
sorry.
I know it's good. It's good because then it helps me, because now I'm feeling connected now, because now I know who she is. If that's like that, are you saying she's like a part of me, right? Like, so that
Mhm.
part of me. So I have been my parents, I'm in Florida right now assisting my parents, and they're, 92 years old, and we've had a lot of challenges, and I feel like I've lost my, you know, I I'm I'm usually writing all the time and doing things like that, but my attention's being taken away from me and my creative and my own life right now, which I'm very happy to be doing this for my parents. I love being with them. They're wonderful, but I feel like I'm losing that part of my creativity a little bit and my own, sassy mermaid self part kind of thing, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
Yes, total sense.
Yeah,
She was
so
trapped in a tide pool. So what part of you is feeling trapped? And a tide pool's small as opposed to like the vast ocean.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Like,
what part of you, how are you feeling trapped in a small space rather
well,
than a
well,
big thriving space?
because I'm in this, with, a lot of people who are going to understand this who help assist with their elderly parents is just like the world becomes that world.
Mm,
The world
yes.
becomes that world, and it's almost seductive of sorts, like not a seductive. It's a, oh, okay, I'm in, because you're kind of, everything rotates for a caregiver, everything rotates around who you're caring for. And so you really have to fight to be able to, in your own choice, even get yourself out to do something, right? To get yourself to
Mhm.
take care of yourself, or something like that. So I've been kind of
Yes.
feeling trapped, and kind of like, even when I do have time, I haven't had the bandwidth to be able to go do stuff. So that's where
Yeah.
I'm trapping myself.
Okay.
That makes sense too.
Total sense. Let's talk about the attached baby. It was like a
Yeah.
parasitic twin attached, or she just wouldn't let go of it.
Oh no, it was a real baby. It was like
It was it a mermaid baby or a baby baby?
the thing is it was a baby. I didn't necessarily, and it was a boy. I know it was a
Oh,
boy, which is interesting, but I don't know how I knew it was a boy.
okay.
I didn't see a tail on it.
Okay. That's interesting. My first thought about the baby being attached is that that baby is also you.
Mhm.
You're your parents' baby. So you have that attachment, which is why you're doing what you're doing for them.
Oh, okay.
But you said it was a boy, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Now, usually when genders stand out in a dream, there's a reason. Boys usually represent assertiveness, taking action, being rational as opposed to, okay, what? Tell me.
No, assertiveness and taking action is what I'm lacking right now, in the sense of my own self. So I'm trying to birth some new projects. And so,
Okay.
yeah, I'm trying to birth some new projects. And then by the time I get ready to like make the phone call or do the thing, it's like, oh, so,
Okay.
so
Because
that,
the baby, okay, so I think there's two elements to this baby. One is that you are your parents' baby. So you have that attachment where you are
okay.
putting yourself in this position to take
And
care of them.
they call me the baby because I'm the baby of the family.
Oh, same.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
So
but
okay.
it's the boy because the boy part of you isn't able to grow and develop right now
Okay. Yeah. That
because you're doing this nurturing thing.
mhm.
Okay, so you're trying to save her. So you get her out of the tide pool, right?
Mhm.
And then
Yeah.
what happens?
And then I go to try to get her, and I start to fly over top of the water to save her. I'm holding her because
Right,
I'm
and you're
trying to
flying
get her out to
low.
flying low.
What
And
are
it's,
you thinking at that point as you're flying low over the water?
how am I gonna get her out there? I gotta get her saved. That's all I'm thinking. Gotta get her
Okay,
out there, gotta get her saved. I
dream
gotta get her.
thoughts are really important to pay attention to because they will be connected to those same thoughts somewhere in your real life. So
Okay.
how does that thought make sense to you? How am I going to get her out there?
It's like, how am I gonna get me out there? How am I gonna get me out there other than this like little microcosm that I'm in right now? That's exactly what I'm feeling. Like, how am I gonna get me out there? How am I gonna get me out there? So yeah,
Okay.
so it's kind of like in that little loop. That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, so you're flying low over the also you're flying. So this is usually flying in a dream can be about freeing yourself.
Mhm.
It can also be about rising above something that's weighing you down, feeling
Mhm.
heavy in your life.
Yeah, but I do tend to do a good balance. That's well, not good. great balance, but I'm trying to consistently rise above it so I don't feel brought down.
Okay. Thus far, your dream seems to be showing you're doing a good job.
Oh, good. Okay, good.
So you're flying above the water. How do I get her out of here? And then what?
And then I decide to, so much stuff is going on that keeps pulling me back in. So I end up finding a shower, an outdoor shower, and get her freshened up with some water a little bit. Try to get her.
What have you done in real life that has refreshed you recently?
I went to the beach by myself.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's a very mermaid thing to do.
Yeah, isn't it? I sat there just for the day and I allowed myself just to feel all the things that were weighing me down or that I was like any kind of inner fears or inner kind of things that could be happening in your life instead of me holding it all in. I went and sat in a chair and I made myself sit there and think and feel it all. And
Hmm.
it felt really good to do that. But I feel like I need another one soon. I need another spiritual shower soon.
Or
But
maybe just a vodka.
yeah. I'll be
Oh,
down next week.
yes. Okay, awesome. It's a date. Okay, so after you shower her, then what happens?
Okay, that's when I get out past, I get to a certain point and then I'm just like, oh, I'm getting so tired. And then that's when I kind of go in between the
The hypnagogia, asleep and awake. Yeah.
and then that's when I'm waking up. I'm like, you could get a hold of the dolphins or the mirror people or get somebody,
The mer people.
the mer people, maybe, I know, like, but talk to them. Maybe they can come in then because I said I'm going to need somebody to help get me then
Yeah.
because I don't think I'm going to be able to swim after this. So I need
Okay.
help. So I was like, I need help from the mer people or really the dolphins were at first. And then as I kept waking up, I go, well, there's mer people. They should be able to help you. Like, you're
Okay.
saving one of their own, like they need to come help you,
Yeah,
right?
one of your own. They represent like-minded, like people like you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So I think in a nutshell, your dream is showing you that despite your fear that you're losing yourself,
Hmm.
and despite how tired you are and that you're in this little pool of caretaking that's taking you away from work and all the projects you really want to be working on, the dream's showing you these fears aren't going to come to fruition. You're flying,
Uh-huh.
everything's fine. This is just making you so tired.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad because you it makes I'm so relieved.
Yes,
That's
you're gonna
because
be okay. Once you can get back to your merfolk, you'll be
yeah.
just back to your beautiful mermaid
I
self.
know. Woohoo, here I come.